When you're ready, just go for it.
Awesome. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Scott Rogowski. I'm the director of the Northern California SBDC, Small Business Development Center, Finance Center. We are bringing this to you. This is our Small Business Town Hall Disaster Relief Loan Updates. We bring this to you every Monday and Wednesday from 10:30 to about 11:30. And it's presented to you by NorCal SBDC, the Finance Center. This is our 49th session. Today's August 5th, Wednesday. We are excited that Monday is our 50th session. We're so excited that day. Maybe you guys are all looking forward to Monday. But we're all in this together, and we're going to jump in. Somebody said on the Q&A that we are their super friends. So that's really exciting. That's a good compliment. So, all right, what's going on here? All right, so Northern California SBDC. SBDCs have been around for 40 years this year. We are funded by SBA, Small Business Administration. So that's where our federal funds come from. Our local state funds come from the California Economic Development Office of the Economic Development Office of the Governor's Office, which is called GoBiz. And we also get state funding from them. So we get federal and state funding. And because of this funding, we come to you at no cost. So we offer no cost one-on-one advising. 100% confidential, but also offer workshops and webinars and training events such as this, also at no cost. We do have two representatives from SBA from the local district office in Sacramento. We have Carrie Ellenwood, she's the interim deputy director for the Sacramento district office. And then we have Janelle Green, an economic development specialist from also the Sacramento district office, that they will give us an update a little bit later. The SBDC, we are here for business owners, startups, growing companies, organizations, all at no cost. So if you're looking to start or grow or hire or roll out a marketing plan, some sort of e-commerce plan, you want to learn about manufacturing or international trade or restaurants or whatever you want to learn, we're here for you at no cost. The Finance Center, we do nothing but specialize in helping businesses access capital. Before COVID, that was all about starting and growing and buying businesses and buying buildings and all that great stuff. During COVID, it's been having to become experts on the disaster relief loans around the EIDL or the PPP or state loan guarantee or anything else that is local to you in your community. That's what we specialize in. So again, I'm Scott Rogowski. I'm the director of the Finance Center for NorCal SBDC. And we also have Sunita Maharaj. She's the associate director of the Finance Center for NorCal SBDC on the call. And for our region, we cover the most 36 northern counties of the state. We go from the Oregon border down the coast to Santa Cruz. We cover all 9 counties of the Bay Area. We go southeast to Stockton, then back up through the Nevada and the Oregon border. So pretty large territory. Quick agenda today. We have a disclaimer, which we always do. It's my favorite thing to read. And then we have the EIDL PPP Parameters. We have local and national PPP lenders, state guaranteed disaster loan, what we can do for you to get money, an SBA update, upcoming webinars by Alan. The Zoom guy gets to speak, and a precursor to Monday's call, and then Q&A. We actually don't have very many people on the call today. What happened, Alan? We only have 60. What's going on? Must be.
I think they're just waiting for the fun that is coming.
All right, man. All right, so the disclaimer is things are changing all the time. This information was correct when we put the presentation together, but things are changing all the time. EIDL has reopened back up for all types of businesses, including 501c3s, which is normally a contribution nonprofit where you kind of donate money to it, like a church. 501c4 is a nonprofit that is educational based, usually. 501c6 is usually a membership-based organization like a chamber or something like that. There is no more EIDL advances. There's no more EIDL advances, but you can still get an EIDL loan for all for-profit companies and now for 3 nonprofit organizations. The PPP is set to sunset on Saturday. The PPP, which is like, this is the second tranche or the third tranche, whatever you want to call it. The PPP is set to sunset August 8th. You can be a 501c3 for PPP, just can't be a 501c6 or C4. There is technically only 2 days to apply. Well, if you count today, there's 3, and Saturday would be the 4th day, but I doubt anybody's taking applications. So if you're waiting for some weird reason, Please don't wait. You can still apply today, but you have to get in quick. So don't hesitate. So EIDL PPP, EIDL, the rate has stayed the same the whole time. It's 2.75% for nonprofit, 3.75% for for-profits. It's 30 years for everyone, regardless if you're a for-profit or nonprofit. And 11 months deferral for everyone, regardless if you're for-profit, nonprofit. The first payment is due on the first of the 12th month. Interest does accrue the first 11 months. Collateral is only required over $25,000. If you have it, great. If you don't have collateral, it's okay. They're not going to decline you because you don't have it. Personal guarantees are only required over $200,000 for the EIDL. None of the EIDL loan is forgivable. None of the EIDL loan is forgivable. Only the advance, if you were fortunate to get one, it was 100% forgivable. You can spend the EIDL on all operating expenses, cost of goods, or interest debt payments, interest monthly debt payments. And then look at that, Al Thiel's on. What's he doing there? You sneak on there, look at that guy. All right, so you can't use the EIDL loan for any expansion, any equipment, or paying off full amounts of loans or any tax liens. The PPP is 1% for everyone. Before June 5th, it was 2 years for everyone to pay it off. After June 5th, it's 5 years for everyone to pay it off. If you received a loan before June 5th, you need to go back to your lender and negotiate a 2-year to a 5-year payout. If that's what you want, if you don't care that it's 2 years, that's okay. But if you want to switch it from a 2 to a 5-year payout, you have to go back to your lender and negotiate that. The payment deferral for PPP is super long. It's 10 months after your chosen cover period. So if that's 8 weeks and that ended in June, then your first payment isn't due until March. If that's December because you got paid in August or July, then that's October next year. You don't have to make a payment. It's pretty amazing. Interest does accrue during that time though. But you don't have to make a payment until 10 months after your chosen cover period. There's no collateral or personal guarantee required for PPP. It is up to 100% forgiven if you spend it the right way, which we're all still waiting for the Treasury and SBA to give us what the right way is, but that's hopefully coming super soon, maybe next week. But if you spend it appropriately, currently, as what we know today, it's 60% or more on payroll costs, including state taxes, 40% or less on utilities, mortgage interest, monthly payments, and rent. You can't spend PPP on workman's comp, federal taxes, or anything that's not part of the 4 uses of the acronym RUPI, which is rent, utilities, payroll costs, interest, mortgage payments. Just a fun way to understand what you can spend it on. And we're hopefully gonna update you on Monday about some new stuff that you may or may not be able to spend it on. So local and national PPP lenders that are still taking applications, as we mentioned, August 8th is the last day. Today is August 5th. You only have 3 days. You could go to the SBA website if you wanted to and type in your zip code at paycheckprotections/find after you go to sba.gov, and you could find local lenders. Or you could just go to bluevine.com and apply now, and you can get a loan. And they'll aggregate it across the country and hopefully find you one in a day or two since you don't have very much time. If you have questions about that, please reach out to us and we can help you at no cost. So that's EIDL, that's PPP. Now we got the state guaranteed disaster loan. This is only in the state of California as we know it. We have two, so like the PPP loan is money from your everyday lender and SBA guarantees it. That's federal. Now there's this thing called state guarantee, and those are administered through FDCs, which are called Financial Development Corporations. There's two in our region. There's one called California Capital in Sacramento. Debbie Miramoto and her team does an excellent job working with local lenders to help you get these disaster loans. And then NorCal FDC in Oakland. Sanford Livingston, CEO over there. Him and his team, Chris Horton, do an excellent job of helping you place capital in the Bay Area. So if you're in the Sacramento region, you go to California Capital. If you're in the Bay Area, you go to NorCal FDC. So they're doing loans between $5,000 and $1 million. And these are guaranteed by something called iBank, but you don't need to know about them because you just need to know where the money's coming from the lender, and then the state guarantee from the FDC. So if you didn't get a PPP or an EIDL for whatever weird reason, either you were declined or you didn't get enough, the EIDL capped you at 150 and you wanted 500. then this would be the best loan for you. There's about $50 million set aside at the state of California governor's office at iBank, where you could apply for these loans. So 50 million divided by a million is only 50 people, but most people are not going to ask for a million. So there's quite a bit of money available to you. If you want one of these loans, just reach out to us. You can call us at 833-ASKSBDC, or you can email us at loans@asksbdc.com. There's about 6 to 12 months deferral. None of this loan is forgiven. None of this loan is forgiven, just like the EIDL. And there is a 2.5% guarantee fee and possibly a bank fee on top of that. So what can we do for you to get you money? We saw last week we could bring lenders to you through a lender panel. We can introduce you to lenders. We can help you see if you're fundable, meaning can you actually afford a loan, whether you're starting or growing or COVID or disaster or whatever you need. If your credit isn't that great for whatever reason, short sale foreclosure, tax liens, whatever, we can help you write a really good letter of explanation to tell a story as to why your credit is kind of messed up. We'll help you collect and organize all your financials, which we have here: personal financial statement, business and personal taxes if you're currently in business, year-to-date income statement, balance sheets, current 30-day pay stubs if you have a job. If you're looking to expand, we can help you write an expansion plan. If you're looking to start, we can help you write a business plan or a startup plan. We can help you with projections. We can actually pre-qualify you for a business loan, which we could do that at no cost. It's actually one of the most fun things that I think we do, is that we can not only collect all your financials, we can actually help you introduce you to lenders. We can also help you structure your loan to tell you how we feel that is best for you and your business to take the capital on that you're asking for. So we can do all this for you at no cost. So now we're to our SBA part. We do have, again, we have Interim Deputy Director Carrie Ellenwood from the Sacramento District Office. She's going to go over a couple updates from SBA, as well as the SBA Support. Carrie.
Thank you, Scott. Good to be here again today. For an update quick on the Paycheck Protection Program loans, there are 5,116,000 loans for $522 billion out there so far. And again, as Scott mentioned, it does sunset on the 8th. So if you haven't received one yet and you're still interested, please go as quickly as you can to your lender and get that in process, and or have the SBDC Finance Center help you with those. We don't have an update for the EIDL loans. The last update was July 26th, and there were over 2 million loans for $163 billion. So those programs, again, are going strong. We don't know when the EIDL program is going to run out of funds. So if you are interested in an EIDL loan and you have not applied for one yet, please make sure that you do that quickly as well. Last Monday, we talked a little bit, there were some questions about being required to pay back an EIDL loan with part of your Paycheck Protection Program loan. I'm going to go over the high points of this, and if you want a more detailed answer, I'm going to direct you to the Finance Center. They'll have that information. So there was a procedural notice that came out on June 19th that the SBA was making a clarification for borrowers. If the EIDL loan is made before January 31st or after April 3rd, it may not be refinanced with a Paycheck Protection Program loan. If an EIDL loan was made from January 31st through April 3rd, it's not required to be refinanced with your Paycheck Protection loan. And if the EIDL loan was made from January 31st through April 3rd, and the Paycheck Protection Program borrower used those EIDL loans for payroll costs, then that Paycheck Protection loan must be used to refinance the EIDL loan. So as you can tell, there's a lot of moving parts in this, and it's dependent on when you received your Paycheck Protection Program loan and when you received your EIDL loan. So a lot of nuances there that you'll want to review with your lender and or the Small Business Development Finance Center to make sure that that's handled properly. So I know that's a a lot of details there, but we do have answers for you if you can sit down with someone one-on-one and review your situation. That would be helpful. The other thing that I wanted to let you know is that the SBA has lots of classes listed, webinars for small businesses, how to pivot, retool your business. That's on sba.gov/ca/Sacramento. And you'll find a little bit more information about those there, as well as I think Janelle Green is going to give us an update also. Thank you, Scott.
Thanks, Carrie. So as Carrie mentioned, you can visit our district calendar for upcoming events. This Thursday at 9 o'clock, we'll have an overview that will delve deeper into COVID-19 relief programs, but also our standard loan programs and federal contracting programs. Also at 1 o'clock today, we'll be doing a joint webinar with SCORE on HR considerations for reopening. You can access that also through our district calendar. So hope you can join us for a webinar soon. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Janelle Green, and thanks, Carrie Ellenwood. Much appreciated for SBA updates. And look at that. We have Alan Montague, for the upcoming webinars. Sorry.
Yeah, we got a few coming up. Some of you, I know we had a whole bunch of people yesterday come to our Legal Essentials of Doing Business Online. That was well populated. We'll have another run of that. I believe it's on the 20th or something like that. It's on the calendar. The first half of the launching the how to launch an artisan food business was yesterday. Second half is tomorrow, and then we're starting our restaurant program, starting a food truck incubator. So that's every Monday at 4 till 5:30. They're doing some work on branding. That's on next Thursday. On Tuesday the 18th, we have two specials. One that's on here and one that I'm yet to confirm. But the special is the emergency preparation for your business. Just because there's a pandemic around doesn't mean that other emergencies aren't about to come up and try and take our attention, like public sector power shutoffs and wildfires. So that's how to get your business prepared in advance for a disaster. That's on Tuesday the 18th at 10 o'clock. And almost certainly that afternoon we'll have the state's leading bankruptcy attorney talking about what you might have to do if you need to talk about bankruptcy, and most importantly, some of the things you can do to avoid it in advance. We've got a session on the 20th on commercial lease arrangements. Again, that's from our legal partners in Start Small, Think Big. And then very excited, a session that was run in Spanish in July, that's being run in English, a case study of COVID exposure in the workplace. So what happens if your workplace is opened up again and maybe one of your employees tells you that they have possible exposure to COVID-19? How do you deal with that? Or maybe just a rumor about that has circulated in your community. So how would you deal with that as well? So there's a whole bunch of stuff, and we're also looking to put together a program for September. So a whole bunch of interesting stuff coming up from the NorCal SBDC. If you have a look on that SBDC Events Network calendar, you can see all our events that are happening across not only the regional network, but also all of the local individual centers. So there's 30 centers, they're all doing stuff. And because most of that stuff is now webinars, pretty much anybody can go to anything.
Good job, Alan. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. All right, so this is, oh, it keeps doing that. Let's leave it there. Okay. All right. So for Monday's call, forgiveness call, probably won't call it that, but on Monday, we are going to go over, there's some new stuff that came in from SBA, actually, some updates. So we're just going to go over, there's this form or a lot of information. We're going to go over the 8 general loan forgiveness frequently asked questions. There's 8 types of payroll costs, 7 types of non-payroll costs, and 5 forgiveness reduction FAQs. So we're going to go over all these on Monday's call. So Monday's call might be a little longer, but as of right now, we'll plan for it to be 10:30 to 11:30, but it might go longer due to all these great updates. And Monday is, what is Monday, the 10th? There's supposed to be a lot of other new updates, right, on Monday, hopefully. Yep. All right, cool. So you can call us at 833-ASK-SBDC, 833-ASK-SBDC. You can go to our website, ASKSBDC.com, check out our website, see what we're doing. You can watch these videos or watch other videos, previous videos. You can email us at loans@asksbdc.com if you prefer to email, but calling's best. You can just call us and get a hold of somebody right away. If you speak Spanish or prefer to speak Spanish, you can go to espanol@asksbdc.com. You can work with Oscar Garcia and his team at the California Hispanic Chambers of Commerce's in Sacramento, but they cover the whole Northern California region of our region. And you can email them at espanol@asksbdc.com. They have a Thursday call that I'm pretty sure they're still doing that you can register for. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. For those of you that don't know, if we are still having our case force, base force, attorney calls every Thursday, we still are. We are having that. You can go to asksbdc.com and check out that link. It is every Thursday from 4 to 5:30. We are doing the attorney calls every Thursday, 4 to 5:30. There's a commercial lease lawyer on there. There's some people that specialize in EDD. There's us, and there's other types of business attorneys on there, all for you at no cost. So we're going to go through the questions. Again, we have a lighter amount of participants today. We have under 100. It's been a while since we've been under 100, but maybe you're all excited about Monday, or maybe there wasn't a whole lot. There hasn't been really a whole lot of updates. Looks like Sunita's answered 15 questions, so thank you, Sunita. And there is 5 left. So Walter wants to know, can non-resident aliens business owners qualify for EIDL program? Only have authorization to work. So Carrie, can they qualify? Can non-resident alien business owners qualify for EIDL?
If they only have their green card, I believe the answer is no to that question.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. I expect I will receive the PPP monies this week. Please confirm that I have time to reach out to my employees to see if they want to be put back on payroll for 6 to 8 weeks. Currently, my business is closed. Andy, there's no way that we would know if you're going to receive your PPP funds this week or next week or whatever. I'm assuming if you already applied, you should go talk to your lender and ask them when you're going to receive your funds. I'm sure they'll tell you. I'm sure that they're not trying to hide it from you, but I would ask your lender. Only they would know. If I only am able to use 50% for payroll and the rest for mortgage, rent, utilities, and percentage, what percentage of the loan would be forgiven? Well, if you spend it all correctly, Andy, and your question is truth, then you could potentially get reimbursed or forgiven 90% of what you're talking about. If you don't spend it appropriately, then I have no idea, Andy. It just depends on how you spend it. But in your current example here, 90% would be the most you could possibly get forgiven. Somebody says, thanks, Carrie, for coming back to the PPP question. So for the client whose EIDL loan was 429 and was withheld by Square from their PPP on 5/7, should they call SBDC for help, or is there nothing to be done?
Well, Scott, I'm going to take that and say that it's likely if they're working with Square that Square didn't receive that information on how to handle that, and they would need to go back to Square and share with them the information that I shared today. The SBDC Finance Center should have access to that notice, or they can email me directly, and I'll be happy to send them the notice for lenders. At this point, it might be a challenge, though, because you're going to be working with Square on that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Can Carrie go over the interaction between idle advance amount received and the PPP loan amount? Some lenders have been deducting idle advance from the original PPP loan amount, and Chase has deducted $10,000 from PPP loan amount once I heard, even though number of employees was less than 10, such as 5. So this is that question. So like, all right, so if you have an idle advance and then you apply for PPP, some of these lenders are saying that, well, we're going to give you $10,000 less because you received a $10,000 advance. This came up.
Well, that's not an accurate interpretation of how the EIDL and the PPP loan program are to be handled, and you'll need to speak with the lender about that. And if you want to refer them to me, I'm happy to take calls or emails from lenders, but it sounds like they're not interpreting how that program would be used correctly, because they can't deduct any more of an advance than you received, or they shouldn't. So that would be something that you would want to either take up with them or have them give me a call if they haven't completely funded your Paycheck Protection Program loan.
Yeah, so Alex, the guy that has that question, ALEKS, Alan will put into the chat Carrie's information or
that's fine.
Her phone number,
email, whichever.
Oh, okay.
Both.
I have your email, Carrie, but I don't have anything else, so I'll put that in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
So Alex, go ahead and email Carrie with your questions so that she can help you walk through that. Walter's asking, green card equals permanent residence, which is my understanding that permanent residents are eligible. Is there guidelines on eligibility available online? I tried to look it up on SBA and US Treasurer, but didn't see any. So Walter.
Okay, apply.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Apply. There you go.
Apply for the loan. If you have a social security or EIN number, they'll be able to respond to your application.
So Walter, just apply, man. Or if it's not you, have your client apply. Tell them to stop fooling around. Just apply. Well, this is a first. We got through 25 questions, and it's 11. We did all updates and 25 questions in 30 minutes, which is a first. Oh my gosh, look at this big one. We received EIDL form. We received EIDL form to sign in the 19-page document, which includes the note to sign. We emailed the customer services center and never heard back. We called the 800 number multiple times, and they said someone would call us back, but never did. How can we get someone who is familiar with the note EIDL documents to ask a few questions before we sign or let the clock run out? It's very interesting.
So, yeah, Catherine, if you would call our district office at 916-735-1700, we might be able to have someone there who can assist you with that more quickly. And I apologize for you not getting those responses back to your other requests.
That was 916-735-1700.
Correct. Thank you, Alan.
In the chat.
All right. If Bluevine hasn't responded in 3 weeks, would it be better to cancel and go through another PPP lender, given the current end of date PPP, or wait it out?
Oh, wow.
Well, if you haven't heard from Bluevine in 3 weeks, then you should probably pick up the phone and call them. So I wouldn't, yeah, you could withdraw and reapply, but I would just call them, Megan. I have a lot of advisors that are they have a lot of luck with this PPP with Bluevine. So you could also call us, Megan. I'm not sure if you're a client or a consultant, but just give us a call at 833-ASK-SBDC. Let us know what's going on, and we will get this figured out for you. Megan says that she has called. All right. Well, what happened? What happened? Here, just text me, Megan, and we'll figure it out later. I don't know what's going on. All right, how about loans for buying a turnkey business? Yeah, there's plenty of loans out there to buy a turnkey business, Eric Baker. Just give us a call. We'll help you buy turnkey businesses all day long. All right, Alan, I know you got a poll, right? Like you're thinking about it all morning.
Yeah. So I got clearly with the latest guidelines from the from Treasury being about forgiveness. Forgiveness is the hot topic, and so I have a poll on forgiveness for you. So I'm going to launch the poll, and here we go. 3 interesting quotes on forgiveness.
Yeah, you weren't joking that you were gonna make it fun.
In the chat.
Hopefully you can all see that. Nobody's voted yet, which is kind of disappointing. Ah, here's some votes coming. Okay.
I like number 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Nothing annoys them more than you forgiving your enemies, huh?
That's what someone said. The question is, who was it? And I realize some of you will be probably Googling these.
It's a good idea. I didn't even think about doing that.
Yeah, well, as anyone in the learning profession will tell you, the hardest part to come up with when doing a test like this is what are called the distractors.
Yeah.
The incorrect answers.
Somebody's asking, can you expand on what tax services SBDC provides? So we're not tax accountants or CPAs or bookkeepers. There's a few of our advisors that actually are like on their own private practice, but we're not allowed to provide tax services or tax advice per se. A lot of us have experience in looking at taxes and organizing taxes and helping you put together like your P&L, like profit and loss, or income statement or balance sheet to help you format what a draft tax would look like. But we don't actually do taxes for you because that's what tax accountants are for, and that's what they get paid for, and they're like certified and legal and all that great stuff. So we, if Jennifer, if you want us to help you put your financials together for your tax person, we can help you do that. If you want us to help you craft a P&L or balance sheet, we can do that. Or projections, we can do all that. But we can't file your taxes for you.
All right, so we've had 30 votes. About a third of the people who could vote have voted.
All right.
So I'll give it another few seconds. And then I'll close the poll and share the responses and also share the answers.
Huh? You're going to share the responses and the answers?
Well, I'll share the responses people gave and I'll let people know what the correct answers were.
That'd be really nice of you.
Okay, so 3, 2, last chance to press submit. And there we go. Okay, so I'm going to share the responses with everybody. So in answer to the question, who said to err is human, to forgive is divine, 39% of people chose Alexander Pope, which was the correct answer. Yay. So well done, most of you guys. Although one could easily envisage those coming from any of the others, hopefully. That quote that made Scott smile: "Always forgive your enemies; nothing annoys them more." 39% of you again thought it was Mark Twain. Well, as this person also said, there's only one thing worse than being talked about, and that's not being talked about, and that was Oscar Wilde. So he said it. He said that. He also said, "Always forgive your enemies; nothing annoys them more." And 7% of you got that one right. And then the question of who said, "Is it easier to forgive an enemy than to forgive a friend?" It was a William. Most of you thought it was William Shakespeare, just because you know my fun with Shakespeare. But in fact, this was a William Blake. So 8 of you got right. So that's the answer. So that's our forgiveness. Clearly, far more useful information on forgiveness will be coming on Monday when Scott and Zanita give it the time that they wanted to make sure we get a great presentation on the latest FAQ on forgiveness that's come out from the SBA.
So I think Alan was going to put in the chat a link to the document that we're going to go over on Monday. So all of those of you that can't make it, or all those of you that can't wait to make it, and you want to, like, you know, use something to go to sleep at night, you can read it if you want, or whatever, or maybe start something with a fire, whatever you want to do. He's going to put it in the chat, and then you can access it if you want before Monday. We're just going to kind of go over it. We probably won't read it, obviously, or go over it verbatim, but we will go over it and then help you understand it, and then kind of maybe put our own little twist on it. Nothing that we're going to make up, obviously. We did hear that there might be some additional information coming out around a second round of PPP where you could potentially get another loan. We're hoping that comes out next week. We haven't really heard anything. And also, surprisingly, none of you have really bombarded us with all those questions, so we appreciate that. So you must have learned from your previous calls that we don't like to answer those questions because we don't know. Oh, Tim Stanley, look at that. A lender is asking a question. How quickly will the Treasury send lenders funds when forgiveness is approved? That's a great question, Tim. I wonder if you have a magic 8-ball like I do, and maybe we can make that up later. Who knows? I don't know, Tim. I don't know. I doubt Carrie knows or anybody knows that answer.
No, I don't know either, Scott. That's you know, we'll when that occurs, when that starts, then we'll find out. Unfortunately, I don't have an answer today for that.
We should just call the Treasury, Tim. We should call together. We should cold call the Treasury together and see if they answer and tell us, because that'd be fun. By the way, I've also incorporated certain services to get new loans to apply for loan forgiveness. Cool. We got this guy named Raul who says he does taxes, and he's also incorporated a services to get new loans to apply for loan forgiveness. That's cool, Raul. Maybe you can help us talk on Monday, Raul. Just reach out. Give us a call. Look at that. Raul's all in. Look at that. Awesome. All right. Carrie. Wasn't there some information that came out last week or this week or something about the lenders getting ready to accept forgiveness next week, or like on the 10th?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so the SBA and the lenders are going to be working together to submit those applications, and they won't be able to do that until the 10th of August, which is next week. And once the lenders are able to do that, then they will be going through that process with the borrowers. So as Scott's mentioned on a few occasions, just make sure you have all your paperwork together. You'll take that directly to your lender that you got your PPP with, and then the lender is the one who's going to be using the portal to submit that information to SBA for the forgiveness portion of it, and you'll go from there.
All right, awesome. Good stuff. That's exciting. SBA and the lenders are going to work together, so that's good. It's good stuff. All right. We're done. We've answered 38 questions. We've had one of the lightest participants on the calls that we've had in a long time, so under 100. So hopefully, oh, look at these little few more questions. Do you have any idea how long it will take to find out if the forgiveness has been accepted?
Don't have.
We don't have that.
Don't have any idea. Mm-mm.
What? Just spoke to U.S. Bank and they said they will reopen the PPP application. So you're asking a question, but you're also telling us something at the same time, Natalia? I don't know if U.S. Bank's reopening the applications. They might be. I don't know. If they are, then that's cool. Good for them. They're a big bank, so that's cool if they are. I'm not familiar with that. All right, so until Monday, we you know how to get a hold of us. You can call us at 833-ASK-SBDC. You can email us at loans@asksbdc.com. If you speak Spanish, You can email us at espanol@asksbdc.com. What is the max time frame to use PPP? Well, it depends, Mr. and Mrs. Polomera. You either have 8 weeks or 24 weeks. So it depends on what you choose. Yeah.
Well, actually, it depends on when they got their loan, Scott, because they have to renegotiate with the lender if they have the PPP when it was 8 weeks,
They do. You're
right?
They do.
Minor detail.
Just
They
a
can actually
super minor detail.
choose. They can actually choose on their forgiveness application 8 or 24 weeks. People that have, after June 5th would be 24 weeks only. So they gave that little caveat for the people that receive the monies early,
Okay.
that they can choose 8 or 24. And it's on the application, the forgiveness application where you can choose.
Good. Thank you, Sunita.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.
Look at that. Teamwork. Thank you very much.
It's hard to remember everything, especially things change so often.
All the time. Yeah.
Yes.
Says, can we negotiate a 5-year loan after we find out about forgiveness? No, you can't. I don't think so. I think you have to choose the 5-year or 2-year before you apply for forgiveness. I think. I mean, I don't know really, but
If there is a loan, then if you received your funds before June 5th, then you would have to negotiate with your lender at that point in time, because there may not be a loan at all. It may be all forgiven. And on Monday, we're going to go over all the FAQs in regards to forgiveness. And we'll probably do it a couple of times because the information can also change. Because once we get FAQs, it seems like we get another one afterwards to kind of define what they said that first time.
yeah, that they made up the first time, that they changed the next time, or they changed it as they were writing it, or they just wanted us to have a really good weekend and then they drop it on us on Friday night or Sunday night or Monday morning. Who knows? Those sneaky little treasury people. All right, let's see what this last question is. How can we get a copy of the 719 clarification LTR?
I think they're talking about the notice I've referenced.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Oh, she says, yeah.
Okay, I can send, you have that, Scott, yeah? Can we send
So-
that to her?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell her to, okay, yeah.
Or she can email me, whichever.
So Linda, Carrie's email is in the chat. So just send Carrie an email and she'll get it to you.
She said she
Thank
got
you,
it.
Alan.
All right, thanks, Alan. Good stuff. All right, well, we're going to call it. Hope everybody has a good rest of the week, and we'll see you on Monday, August 10th. So thank you very much.
Well,
Thanks.
Thanks,
Bye.
Carrie.
Thanks,
Bye.
Carrie.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alan.
Bye.
Thanks, Janelle.